Hello, I'm Richard Nongard with SubliminalScience.com, and I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, and I help people succeed at becoming non-smokers. Now, you're probably watching this video because you're either another hypnotist who's interested in the work that I do and would like to learn a technique that's truly helpful, or you are watching YouTube and you've decided to quit smoking and you're looking for some things that can help you. There's actually a video I have on YouTube. It's got almost 150,000 hits where I guide a guy, he's actually a DJ in a bar, through a session, and he becomes a non-smoker by the end of the session. That YouTube video is pretty interesting. It's got about 150,000 hits on it, and what's amazing is he's still smoke-free 3.5 years later. But what's even more interesting is that there are lots of comments from people who have actually gone through the process watching that YouTube video, and by going through the process, they too have become non-smokers. When folks come to my office, this is a strategy or a technique that I share with probably the majority of them, and it uses a piece of Ricola. The way I do this is really simple. I might do this either before a session or I might do it after a session. But for cigarette smokers, the ritual, tapping the cigarette, playing with the cigarette, it becomes something that is very familiar to them. And when they quit smoking, those first couple of days, one of their questions is, what do I do with my hands? Well, this is a great activity to teach folks. It's really pretty cool. And it's actually, if you want to call it that, a Ricola meditation. It just takes a 4 or 5 minute time period and gives somebody who in the past used to play with their cigarette something healthy to do. And so what I have them do is, in my office, I give them a Ricola and I take a Ricola, and I don't have them open it yet. I tell them to just focus on that Ricola. And then to open it by actually just pulling on the ends and letting the twist action unfurl it. Then I have them take the Ricola out. If they'd like to, they can pop it in their mouth, but really the point of this is to have this nifty little wrapper. And this nifty little wrapper is pretty cool because it's got some yellow stripes and it's got some white stripes, and it's kind of fun to play with. And so I have my client take the Ricola wrapper, and since it's crinkled from holding that candy, I have them just take a moment to flatten it out, to try to make it as flat as they possibly can. Then what I ask them to do is fold it once the long way, just like that. Try to match those edges up and fold it as square as they can. Now take that Ricola wrapper and fold it again the long way, just like that. Now it's impossible, of course, to make it perfect, but try to get it as square as possible on this end and this end, just like that. Then I have the client take the Ricola wrapper and fold it the long way one more time, lining up those yellow lines and those white lines and making it as square as they possibly can. Then what I have them do is take it and fold it the opposite direction. Fold it in half, end to end, trying to keep it as square as possible. It makes a little game with the hands and with the mind as they focus on the ends and focus on the bend and see the yellow lines and see the white lines, trying to line them up. And then fold right on that yellow and that white line right there, folding it in half. And then of course it becomes very small, but it can still be folded in half one more time. And when it's folded in half one more time, it actually can become a little Pac-Man. And when it becomes a little Pac-Man, it's something they can hold between their fingers and play with. And they can even touch them together. And if you're a hypnotherapist, you understand what anchoring is. And I've usually given them the anchor that as soon as they touch their fingers, they'll return to a state of calm, and any cravings they may have been afraid they would have experienced will simply rise above them and disappear. It's a great little activity to do with smokers. Teaches them something healthy to do with their hands. It replaces an unhealthy ritual with a healthy ritual. And I give my new non-smoking clients the instructions that over the next couple of days, and I give them a handful of Ricola, and by the way, tell them to stop at the store and buy some more. And over the next couple of days, they'll just play with those wrappers, having a little bit of fun. Always being reminded, as they play with this wrapper, that they've entered a new chapter of life. And that this new chapter of life is a positive change for them. I'm Richard Nongard with SubliminalScience.com. We have hypnosis training programs, MP3s, CDs, resources to help you achieve your goals through clinical hypnosis. Thanks for watching.